time for shock troopers.
I want two things in a video game: a decent control scheme with the ability to run every now and then, and a weapon that doesn't hinder my player's ability to move. Shock Troopers is one of those later Neo Geo shooters that took the genre to another level. Not many people praise this game, and I think the reason being is due to the overshadowing of Metal Slug, which is similar, but there are so many parts of this game that I think don't really have the same value as Shock Troopers. Shock Troopers is way better. The main difference between this and other shooters is the dodge roll ability. This is perhaps the best evasive maneuver created in video game history. It was the quintessential action move to use in mostly every hack and slash game after Kingdom Hearts. A lot of people argue that it was Devil May Cry, but Kingdom Hearts was first, and then 5 years before, in 1997, it was used in this game. This changed the way arcade shooters were played forever. You could die rather quickly in this game, but you could last longer in the levels depending on your familiarity with each character. If you're a person who uses tanks more than running gunners, then you can switch between which character you want, and this ability alone I like, and you can switch it between them during combat, and it's very helpful. You have to watch a lot of explosive devices around, and you have to avoid machine gunners that can be confusing with the foreground scenery. Then you have to go through a rainforest, and my favorite part is when you have to destroy these tanks while blasting a submachine gun on a Harley type motorcycle. I mean, I wonder if every character has to ride one of these things, because I honestly rather have a fast car. Now, believe it or not, you'll see a lot of gore in this game. I mean, if you catch it real closely enough, you'll sometimes see that enemies got sliced up into pieces when they get shot. And it'll sometimes expose their intestines and sometimes like their rib cage and bones inside. I mean, it's really gory for a game made back in the 90s, and you really wouldn't even expect to see something like that. In most shooters, they just get shot and then fall down and then dissipate into the air. But on here, it's like they're in fucking war somewhere. I don't even know. It's crazy. The music is very up-tempo and keeps you wanting more blood from these enemies. It doesn't have one melody and then loops like a lot of other Neo Geo games. They actually took the time to make it sound more 2000-ish. To complete the game, you have to go through either of the runs, but it results in the same ending. You'll be doing various things such as rock climbing, running through hell, and rope climbing. Man, I swear I would be more focused on those birds not pecking me to death than those bullets. And I really hope this guy never skipped 5th period PE, because that's a lot of climbing. I mean, shouldn't his hands be fucking burning right now? You can even use a close machete attack if any enemies get too close. You're gonna have more fun with the guns, honestly. I mean, which one would you rather have, your fist or a boomerang retracting bomb that can kill 5 people at once? Now, it's up to you as far as who you prefer to be your shooter or, the player you want to play with all the time. And I can honestly admit, my favorite is the agent woman who sounds like she's from like Northern Europe and Sweden or Norway or somewhere, but she doesn't fuck around. I mean, she's very agile. She has this auto semi-automatic rifle that does very heavy damage, and her evasive roll is more quick and efficient than the other characters, and it looks way sexier compared to what this Rambo guy does. When you want to take out a large vehicle, she has those grenades that last and they never miss, unlike the other guy. When you throw his grenades, sometimes they ricochet off of things and you hit. You have to take out members of this terrorist organization trying to steal a drug from a scientist that makes super soldiers. They'll be aggressive and sometimes will outright refuse to die. Damn it. Your objective is to make your way through this trail of destruction and kill everything that moves. You have med packs and ham and its health, but it comes only so often. Towards the end, you'll make your way through this campsite, this like military campsite, dodging poisonous gas bombs until you reach a room where the main villain has that scientist guy's daughter hostage. And then you'll ride on this motorcycle out of space and encounter these annoying jackasses dancing around on jetpack. I would say the best person to have in this kind of situation is that Aborigine guy who tosses those boomerangs. But it's still going to be harder than walking through a dense forest up a steep hill with 2 highly explosive CO2 tanks strapped on your shoulders. This guy's pretty easy. His attacks are pretty consistent. He never really changes his pattern, and I'm really surprised you don't have to encounter other enemies while fighting him. With a few shots and about maybe 10 or 12 grenades or boomerangs, he's pretty much done for. Overall, I like this game. I mean, it's not really trying to outdo other successful games prior to it, and it sticks to its own originality. That's very rare. I mean, there's a sequel to this, and like Senjoku, it's a little expensive, but it at least comes with a package along with other Neo Geo classics. So I would say it's definitely worth it. It just really goes to show that, certain video games can be worth paying for when developers aren't really focused on making a lot of money. You know what I mean.